Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. Happy Monday. Looks like the chat is pretty busy, and obviously the dancing astronaut is always a fan favorite. Yeah, we're going to get into the news, the weekly news update, go through everything that's happening on the Songbird and Flare network. And if you are a Patreon member, we're going to have a quick chat at the end over in the Flare community Discord. So if you haven't joined that already, there is a link in the description. So with that said, let's jump in. This is Flare Ocean. This week, we're going to be checking out the reward rates for the various signal providers on the network. One thing that I do actually like about this particular website, it's metrics.flareocean.io, is that you can sort by the previous reward rate here, not just the current. So every Monday, we obviously do these weekly streams, and you can see that only 18% of the epoch is actually surpassed. So this is probably a little bit more of a accurate way to see the representation of the accuracy of the signal provider, because we can get details of the full epoch. So starting on the top place is Use Your Spark, who's in first. In the second place, we have FTSO Plus. In third place, we have a Flare Dienst. In fourth place, Nordso. And in fifth place, Flare Beacon. So if you are delegating to any of them, congratulations, because you're likely getting a very good reward rate. Over onto the NFTs. So this is obviously Sparkles. I'm sure many of you know it by now, sparklesnft.com. And we're checking out the top collections in terms of 7 days volume over on the Songbird and the Flare network. So these statistics are aggregated. Topping the charts, we have the Loyaltists collection. This is done by Enosis, formerly FLR Finance. And if we go here, we have the second one, we have Flamingos. In third place, we have the Fat Kittens. In fourth place, Sparkle's Genesis collection, which has actually seen a significant increase in volume here, almost 1,200%, which is pretty crazy. And in fifth place, we have the Council of the AI. So that's what's going on in terms of signal providers and NFT projects, in terms of statistics. Now we're going to jump into staking. If you are staking on the Flare network, very different from delegating, you can actually now claim your rewards, for epochs 134 over to 137. You can do that on staking.flare.network. This is if you have a ledger device. But there are actually many different solutions where people can stake now, so it's becoming more and more available, which means that the rewards for staking will likely decrease and the rewards for delegating should increase over time. There are some things that you really do need to consider when you are staking, and one of them is who you stake to, right? And the Flare network team have brought this document out here. I just want to sort of talk about this a little bit here. Do your own research, right? This document says that if you've chosen a validator that is not running a signal provider or a data provider, or if they're running a data provider that hasn't earned any rewards in a reward epoch, they will not earn any validator rewards during that time, and therefore neither will you. This is really important, this little statement here. You want to make sure that you're staking with someone who is active within the community. And I think one of the best places you can start is over on X, formerly Twitter, right? You've got to be confident that they're not doing anything dodgy, that they're actively maintaining their signal provider, because if we look over here on Flare Ocean, where we got these initial statistics from, we scroll right to the bottom here, you can see that there are a number of signal providers or data providers that are not accruing any rewards. Maybe it's that they've got a really bad downtime. Maybe it's that their algorithm is um, acting very poorly. Whatever the reason may be, if you're staking to one of these signal providers or data providers, then you're not going to be getting any rewards. So that's just something to consider when selecting who you want to stake for. Okay, moving on. This is quite a good, interesting partnership here. Flare are partnering with Reputation Score, and they're going to be able to bring you metrics such as this, which will help make your decision easier when deciding who you want to stake to. So it's going to look at a number of different parameters, and that's going to be things like accuracy, and maybe for even entities such as agents, right, who are providing collateral for the F asset system. You're going to have a sort of dashboard like this where you get a sort of overview of how they're performing within the community, and you can sort of compare that to others, right? Just to make you or allow you to have an informed decision. I think that's a really important partnership and something that I certainly welcome. Moving over here, we have this news from Flare, that Flare staking has actually been growing steadily since it went public in October. And you can see that by this chart here. So you imagine this as all of the FLR. Obviously, there's some that has not been wrapped and some that's on exchanges. But for those who are active in the community, you can see that the delegation amount is actually sort of pretty flat. And it looks like there's a lot of staking that's been increased here. And see that by this widening of this this band here, which represents all of the staking. So as I said before, if this was to sort of decrease along this line and more people started staking than they did delegating, then you can expect the rewards for staking to decrease and the delegation rewards to increase. Something to think about. I'll be paying close attention to this chart and sort of keeping an eye on that ratio, because we do know that in terms of inflation, the rewards are split, I believe, 70-30. So 70% of the inflation rewards, such as, the delegation rewards or the staking rewards, 70% of that goes to delegation and 30% goes to staking. So if, 40% start staking, probably going to get better bang for your buck delegating. But I'll keep you guys informed on that as and when we see changes. In fact, I can actually see staking becoming increasingly popular, because we did have this reply from Bifrost talking about staking, and unfortunately this person has blocked me, so I'm not able to see what they posted, but Bifrost replied with their building and it's coming. And since this is a post about staking, I can only assume that they're talking about staking on the Bifrost application. So that's obviously going to impact the amount of stakers, because Bifrost is the most popular wallet. It's free to use. It's very good. Highly recommended if you're after a free wallet to download, or if you want to start staking today. There is also Solidify, which supports that. I personally use MetaMask and a few different mobile wallets for testing, but yeah, any are great options, to be honest. This is quite an interesting partnership here with the Flare team, and they're teaming up with Etherspot and Web3 Auth. Basically going to be working together to remove the barriers to entry for both developers and users of the Flare network. And I think this is actually going to, this little video here sums it up pretty nicely. This is Web3 Auth, and it basically allows you to log into Web3 applications like DeFi suites or NFT marketplaces using your familiar process, right? You have these options called single sign-on, where you can sign in with your Facebook account, your Twitter or X account, log in with Discord, log in with Gmail, and all of that functionality is going to be coming to applications that choose to integrate it. Web3 Auth are providing developers with a very nice software development kit where you can quite easily just implement functionality like this in a few simple steps. So to me, this is quite essential. It's going to onboard a lot of people because, I'm sure you guys can recall when you first delved into the crypto space, it was quite intimidating. Sending assets to and from wallets and all of this awareness that you need to have and the responsibility of keeping your wallet secret phrase a secret. You can sort of bypass that for the intermediary or beginner user who just wants to access an application without writing down their 24 secret phrase, right? 24 word secret phrase. So this is welcomed. And in fact, tomorrow, if you're available, I'm joining Hugo and also the CEO of Ethersport, Michael, and the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer, Leonard, over at Web3 Auth, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what this means, the onboarding process, and removing them barriers to people who are not so familiar with the crypto landscape. Right? We're having a ecosystem call shortly after that, a bit of a recap of everything that's been going on with Fleur. Hope you can join. Like I said, it's happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. UTC. We've got this from the Blockbones project, which is a project which I founded. We're actually going to be launching, believe it or not, on Friday. This is a very interesting project, which is going to allow people to customize their own NFTs and sort of attach rarities or trait NFTs to their own base layer. And we're going to have the mint, like I said, starting on the 1st of December, so Friday, right? And if you are a Patreon member, keep your eyes in the Patreon because you can get a very large discount. We've closed the public whitelist, which closed yesterday. You can get 50 FLR off each NFT as a supporter or 75% off as a legend member. And the mints are only 500 FLR each. But if you do want to get a little bit more information about the project, head over to blockbones.com. Been working on this for most of the year and everything's sort of aligning now. The stars are aligning and we're really about to get this party started. So check it out if you haven't already. In addition to getting a benefit on the discounts for the NFT mints, you can also, as a Patreon member, get access to the latest edition of Big Brain Moves. This is a 15-page document talking about a particular asset that's launched on the Fleur network, sort of digging into it and unveiling what I believe to be quite an interesting opportunity. Definitely check it out. I think there's links in the description if you are interested in that. And also on the NFT news, this is for the Lucky Claw holders. We've actually expanded the prize pool from a very generous donation of the Phoenix project. We've got 20 Founder Edition NFTs, and they've been kindly donated to the prize pool for the Lucky Claw. Obviously, we've got prizes to give away every month for the next, over 2 years, right? But the Phoenix project is a really interesting project. They're actually applying deflationary pressures to both SGB, that's the Songbird native asset, and FLR, the native asset of the Fleur network, by allowing this burn to mint protocol to be utilized using these native assets to mint another asset. And it's all intertwined with some complex tokenomics regarding the decentralized exchange, but it's a project which I certainly support. And, it's definitely worth checking out. 20 NFTs to give away. And it's quite astonishing, actually, if you think about it. So this is actually what remains of the prize pool so far, and it's only ever expanding. Each month we do obviously give away a prize, but, there's only going to be more prizes added to this list. We've got 1.35 million FLR, so that's quite a substantial amount left to give away. We've got 27 Fleur Community physical Pokédex. I'm sure you've seen them on Thursdays when I'm giving them a shuffle on the live draws. We've got 27 Johnny Lawrence launch NFTs, 27 Flamingos, 21 minerals from the Mandrills project. We've got 20 founder NFTs, which I just mentioned. We've got 9 physical Decent hardware wallets, 4 Doodle Bunnies, 6 pixel plants, 3 Expector DS collections, 2 Expector agents, 2 Expector Brondland packages, 10 Sparkton NFTs over on the Songbird side, 3 Pickle Warfare NFTs, and there is another announcement coming very soon regarding, I think it's 25 other NFTs from another project, which I'll tell you about next week. It's pretty interesting, and we also have something on top of that. And again, Lucky Claw holders, you've got something to look forward to because I've still got something that I need to link back up to the Blockbones project, which you're going to be hearing about maybe in a couple of months' time, something that I've been working on behind the scenes. But yeah, just know that something is definitely coming. Moving on, this is the last thing to wrap things up here. We have Enosis that have really just almost nearly, it was yesterday, I believe. Yep, yesterday. They introduced their bridge for the Ethereum network, or specifically wrapped Ethereum, which can now be bridged over to the Songbird network. This is quite a big one. I'm pretty excited, because Songbird really needed some new pairs, and hopefully this drives some life into the Songbird network because, them rewards are going to go to those who can provide the liquidity. And we also know that it's potentially coming to the Flare network in the very near future. I believe that we did hear from the team that it's going to be potentially about a week or two in between these launches from Songbird to the Flare network. So if you are a holder of any Ethereum, maybe it's worth considering. I'm sure the APYs will be more than that, exceeding what you would find on Ethereum centralized exchanges or DeFi suites, right? So just something to consider here. And actually, finally, this is the last news. We've got Bannock here, Nick. He's the CEO of Enosis. He's having a meeting yesterday, or was it today? Yesterday. He had a meeting with Ripple, which is quite intriguing, let's say. Obviously not sure what this is about. It's a bit more of a tease, but it's likely something to do with XRP and the Enosis platform. I think that's quite a safe assumption. I don't know what he's up to, but he is quite a busy guy, and he's always working hard to bring the best to Enosis. So yeah, let's keep our eyes on them and see what happens. Perfect. So if you are a member of the Patreon group, we are going to have the weekly chat over here in the Flare Community Discord. If you scroll right to the bottom, you should find it here in the Patreon call. We're going to have a bit of a chinwag. And yeah, if not, we do have the chats every week on Thursdays, which is open for all. And hopefully I'll see you there. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Please do enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.